Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Craig, where we talk about all things firearms policy, politics, culture, media, you name it. We're talking about it right here on Coffee with Craig. So please take a moment, like and share the program so that your friends can join in the conversation. Also, if you haven't already done so, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. In both cases, make sure you hit the notification button so that you can know exactly when we go live and participate in the live chat as the video or as the program is going on. Anyway, also make it a point. Visit fbcgear.com. That's fbcgear.com. It's a cool place to find all sorts of Pro 2A t-shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies, all sorts of swag. And know that every dollar that you spend will go right back in the fight for our right to keep and bear arms so you can support the Second Amendment and you can look good doing it. That's fbcgear.com. All right, there's a recent data that has come out in the state of California that is proving something that I think a lot of people don't think you could ever prove in the state of California, and or at least a lot of people in the anti-gun left don't want you to believe that you can prove in the state of California. They have a fundamental belief that the more guns there are, the greater the number of murders or the greater the number of gun deaths or crimes that there are going to be. Now, it's not substantiated by any data or any facts. They just happen to believe that because to them it just quote unquote makes common sense. But when you actually look at the data, and one of the things that the data has come out and shown is that is in fact not the case. In particular, when we start talking about the issue of concealed carry permits. So what they did was, and this is part of it is largely based on an article that was actually in the Fresno Bee, and it was specifically talking about the number of concealed carry permit holders there are in the various different counties throughout the state of California. If you look here in this particular map, there are certain counties that have a higher number of permits, right? And if you notice, probably the two states or two counties with the largest number of permits or the most permits, in this case, are Fresno, right, as well as Orange County. In fact, Fresno has the most concealed carry permits in the entire state of California, followed by Orange County, and then I believe Kern County, and then Sacramento County. Now, the only two really metropolitan counties that are included in this are largely Sacramento County, Fresno, I guess you could say the city of Fresno, but then Orange County. Now, if you would believe what the anti-gunners want you to believe, it's that, well, then in those counties where you actually have significant numbers of concealed carry permits, well, then the murder rate or the murder rate ought to be higher, because their belief is more guns, more crime, more guns, more murder. That is that's their claim. But what we found to be the case is something actually very, very different. So let's take a look at the data here real quick. All right, so if you look here, and this may be a little hard for you to see, but if you notice here, if you look down here at the county of Fresno, if you look all the way over to the very, very right, this is the number of homicide crimes that are committed in that particular county per 100,000. So in other words, they're saying 100,000. So they're saying that 5.3 homicides per 100,000. Now, if that were the case, so they're saying that should be really, really high, right? That would be a really, really high number. But compare that to, say, look down at Los Angeles County, which has 5.5. Now, keep in mind, Los Angeles County only has about 400 permits, right? That's important to know. So there are only a little over 400 permits that have been issued in the county of Los Angeles. And quite frankly, all but a handful of those are to individuals who are in some way connected to law enforcement. So they're either a judge, or they're an attorney, or they're married to an ex-cop. Somewhere in there is those are the ways in which they're connected, right? But why is it that how could it possibly be that the county of Fresno, which actually has way more per capita handguns or handgun concealed carry permits, how is it that they actually are reasonably close when it comes to the number of murders that there are? So in other words, in that particular case, more guns actually did not equal more crime. But it's proved out even more. I mean, even further, when you go back, hold on, let me go back here real quick. Okay, hold on. We're going to go up. There we go. So let's go back here and let's take a look at Orange County. Now, Orange County is important because now I told you before, they have the second most, right? They have the second most concealed carry permits in the state. And here you look at it's 1.5. So here you have in the number 2 example, you have the county with the second most concealed carry permits actually has one of the lowest homicide rates in the state of California. But wait a minute. I thought more guns equals more crime. More guns equals more murder. Well, guess what? That is not, in fact, the case. Even in a metropolitan county like Sacramento, let's take a look at Sacramento. Sacramento has right around 10,000 concealed carry permits, right? So let's take a look at Sacramento County. At the same time, Sacramento County is at 4.6. Once again, less than Los Angeles County, less than San Francisco, less than Alameda County, which all have more restrictive concealed carry permit policies. That's right. In San Francisco in particular, there are only two individuals who have concealed carry permits in San Francisco. In all of San Francisco County, only 2 people have them. Yet their murder rate is higher than that of Sacramento County, which has over 10,000. So we've established 2 things, or at least the data at the very least, the data refutes the idea that more guns being carried in public equal more crime or more murder or more shootings. So we've refuted that. But we've also made a case, thanks to Orange County in particular and Sacramento County, that even in metropolitan counties, more guns may actually equal less crime and less murder. I don't know. I just think that's vitally important for us to know. Once again, these aren't my numbers. These aren't numbers that came from me. The numbers listing the number of concealed carry permits that come straight from the state of California. The homicide crime numbers, those aren't my numbers. Those come straight from the California Department of Justice. That's where all of this data comes from. Now, they're not going to come together and compare the two because they want you to believe that more people carrying concealed firearms equals more crime. They don't want you to receive that narrative. They don't want you to hear that narrative. But when the right hand of the California DOJ doesn't know what the left hand is putting out there, and when you put the two together, all of a sudden it reveals something very, very important. And that is that law-abiding individuals being given the right and the ability to be able to defend themselves make for a safer community. Now, you and I already know that. Now we know the data backs it up. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. We very much appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate you liking and sharing the program, telling your friends about the Firearms Policy Coalition. We are the home in the fight for civil rights. Got to use them or you're going to lose them. You guys take care.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.